Okay, this lesson we have on stoichiometry. Stoichiometry. Stoichiometry or more concept. Or more concept. So the first 1.1, 1.1, objective 1.1. That is the objective here. Objective. Objective will be calculate particles particles from moles from moles particles from moles or moles from particles moles from particles. Calculate particles from moles or moles from particles. Example of particles that we have in chemistry. Chemistry particles, we have one ions, atoms, and molecules. Molecules. We have These are the particles that we have in chemistry. One ions, atoms, and molecules. So this is the objective. The objective for this is calculate particles from moles or moles from particles. So we use equation one, triangle one. We can say this is triangle one, T1. We can say T1. So for triangle one, which we are going to talk about, we are going to have number of particles, NP, NP, number of moles, Avogadro's constant, Na. So Na is equal to Avogadro's constant, which is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the power 23 particles. Particles which could be ions, molecules, or atoms. So this is what we have here. So since we have this T1, which is T1, our objective, which is, let's give a question. 1, we calculate a question, which is 1. Calculate the number of particles. Calculate the number of particles that are in 2 grams of 2 moles of oxygen. Calculate the number of particles, calculate the number of atoms, calculate the number of particles, specifically atoms in 2 moles of oxygen, That is example 1. In 2 moles of oxygen. Calculate the number of particles in 2 moles of oxygen. That is 1. So what we do, we apply the formula. So since we are calculating particles, we have to dash here. Just dash here on NP, and number of particles, atoms. So our N will be number of moles times number of moles times Avogadro's constant. So that is NP, NP, that is number of particles. Specifically, the particles are atoms. atoms. That is the number of moles times Na, which is Avogadro's constant. So Np atoms is equal to number of moles, which is 2 moles, multiplied by Na, which is the Avogadro's constant, which is equal to that number, 6.02 times 10 to the power 23 atoms per mole. Atoms per mole. So more and more cancels, so we have number of particles, specifically atoms, is equal to that one multiplied by the Avogadro's constant. We get the calculator, which is 6.02 times 10, 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 times 2. We have 1.204 times 10 to the power 24 atoms. So we've achieved our objective, which is calculate the number of particles in 2 grams of oxygen, that is atoms in there, in 2 moles of oxygen, 2 moles of oxygen. So we've calculated atoms. Now let's calculate particles. Given the number of atoms, what are the moles? So let's calculate the moles. So we grab here, we have the example. So we have example 2, which is there. So example 2, which is calculate the number of moles. Calculate the number of moles in 4.5 times 10 to the power 18 molecules of nitrogen gas. Calculate the number of moles in 4.5 times 10 to the power 18 molecules of nitrogen gas. So since we are calculating the number of moles, we touch the moles. So when we touch the moles, it will be Np over Na. So number of moles nitrogen is equal to Np over Na, which is equal to our Np, the number of particles, that is 4.5 times 10 to the power 18 bracket, that is molecules, then over Avogadro's constant 6.02 times 10 to the power 23 molecules per mole. So molecules and molecules goes, we remain with moles. So the number of moles that are there, number of moles of nitrogen gas will be equal to, we get the calculator again, we calculate. We get the calculator again, we calculate. That is bracket. It's better you, some calculators is difficult when you just put powers without putting the bracket. So make sure you put the brackets, because brackets down also here. Then you compute. So bracket 4.5 times 10 raised to the power 18 divided by bracket 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 bracket. So the answer is 7.48 times 10 to the power negative 6 moles nitrogen. So the question is now, you can go calculate the question when, so the question that you have task, if you have, so you can calculate the number of atoms, in in 0.5 moles of copper. So that has been stoichiometry or more concept online using our YouTube channel. So our objective for today was objective, calculate the particles from moles or moles from particles using the T1. So next we talk about the T2, the triangle number 2, which is NP, number of particles. NP stands for number of particles. This one stands for number of moles, Avogadro's constant. Then we applied it to in the 3 questions. So this has been chemistry online with Victor Shesha. Simplified chemistry, that we are going to see simplified chemistry, the videos. So make sure you revise these videos. See you online. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and keep updated. Thank you so much. Bye.